Yeah, hello! What's good now, everybody? Now, it's your boy Roman Puss here to go over the one, the only, the One Piece Bounty Rush's brand new character. Excuse me, top secret force agent, whatever you want to call it. Was that top secret special force captain of Sword Exuderate? Interesting. Wow, that's a title. Oh my god, that's a mouthful. Lord have mercy. Now, I want to give you my honest opinions for those of you that are either thinking about summoning or just are tempted to summon. Let me put this in perspective. We're in the middle of a Shanks meta. I'm just saying. He's gonna be literally butter. Like, Shanks will cut this kid like butter. So, if you're planning on playing him right now, he's not gonna be able to be played right now. Now, these are the cons, or I'm just gonna focus on for a second. Let me focus on the negatives, and then we'll get to the positives, because I think he does have some positives for him, alright? The issue with him is that there's so many green attackers that will be able to destroy him. It's going to be a problem. But, in general, green attackers should beat blue attackers, correct? Correct. But obviously, Bounty Rush has no idea what balance is, so that goes out the window with that thought process. So, boom, you can say, hey, Roman, balance doesn't matter in this game. Okay, fine, you got me. Good. The other issue... Let's read through his traits here. Here's going to be his next issue. When your HP is more than 50%, appear as a member of the enemy team on the enemy's mini-map. Okay, this is nice, but the problem is, I think this is more of a runner trait, and more useful for runners. Like the people like Kyosho or Bon Clay who have this trait, I think is much more valuable on them because they can run, hide, and actually grab flags quickly. Whereas if someone sees you taking a flag, if you're trying to take a full cap flag, it's not going to do that much. And now, when attacking character type, like, I'm going to move on to the next one. So that first one, better on runners. I don't think it's really meant for attackers. So that's kind of a useless trait, per se. Kind of. Roughly-ish. So, I don't know. I can see it, but it will be useful. There are some times where it will, like, win you games. But I think, for the most part, you could have something better that would make him more useful. Now, when attacking character type Animal Kingdom Pirates, aka Beast Pirates, aka Kaido's crew, increase attack by 5% up to 50% and recover issue by 3%. This is fantastic, except for the fact it's only on the Animal Kingdom Pirates, which how many of those do you see in the meta? Once in a blue moon, you'll get an EX Kaido that you get to fight against. Unless you're playing against me, who's playing Queen, or Jack, or Kaido himself. This is generally useless right now. Now, to counteract this argument, I want to throw in the fact that we are coming up to the anniversary that should be within the next 2 months. It is entirely possible that we get a hybrid Kaido, which could be the brand new meta buster. Especially, it's likely that that is red in order to destroy the current green Shanks. And if that is red, destroying green Shanks, then Homeboy is blue. This could be your answer to the upcoming potential hybrid Kaido if he is the EX unit. Now, I'm not giving any promises. This is not confirmed by any means. Just let that be known. But I'm saying in a month or two, Homeboy could be very useful. Now, we do have another trait here with the Animal Kingdom specific, is reduced damage by 30%, also reduce the cooldown time of skill 2 by 5%. Now, these are very nice traits, but whenever Bandai tries to make these super niche characters, it limits them so hard. So it's just like if you get into a game without any Animal Kingdom Pirates, you're playing without 2 entire traits. So you have all these traits, but basically 2 of them are irrelevant, and this third one's most likely going to be not really useful to you either. So, he looks fantastic, though. I do want to mention this for a pro. Model looks fantastic. I do wish he had his tail. He does have like 2 hybrid forms, kind of. He has one with his tail, one without his tail. Look it up, you can see it in the manga panel / the anime. I think it shows in the anime, but yeah. So he does have 2 different hybrid forms, and I kind of wish they would have done his full hybrid form, not just his like face hybrid form, but it's whatever. Hopefully that means we'll get a better X-Drake in the future, because this is the second time he's been shafted. The first unit was kind of terrible. The second unit is not really going to be shining either. Step-up units never really do in the first place, but yeah. Anyways, the rest of the traits are kind of whatever. The increased damage on 30% is every attacker has that when your allies are not near. Resist stagger. That one's actually pretty useful. It's like, this is good for fighting Kaido on his flag. This is pretty much meant for the blue defender Kaido, who's hardly played anymore, and this would have made more sense to come out during, like, right after Kaido's release. It would have made more sense for him to come out, but I don't think the anime was there at that point, so yeah, it's whatever. When you're down, recover issue at 15%. Okay, that's nice, I guess. It's after getting knocked down, but Shank's literally gonna like kill you in 3 auto attacks before you get knocked down. So good luck with that. I know I'm relating everything to Shanks, but like let's be real here. How many games do you guys play where you're against 4 Shankses all at once? Like, I'm just throwing it out there. Now I know I seem like I'm ranting and moaning and crying. The unit is beautiful. There are some pros to it, and I'll get to that. I'm about to step into the pros, but Zoans have been so shafted in this game, and except for Rob Lucci, the CP0 Rob Lucci is the only unit I think they've done correctly in all of One Piece Bounty Rush, and they have yet to actually do that again. So I want just transforming Zoans, and we get like none of those. We only get like Rob Lucci, and that's the only one we've really gotten. Anyways, when you receive more than damage, this is good. This is gonna help you. You kind of need this. Honestly, it needs to be like 50% though. It needs to, when you take more than 50%, reduce damage by 50%, 30%, it's like whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, let's step into his pros. Now, I'm not positive because I'm not summoning for him, but he should have a good amount of tags. He should have Worst Generation, potentially Marines. The Marines is the one I'm iffy about. He probably won't have Captain any longer. He might have Captain still. Zoan, Attacker, Devil Fruit user, but Zoan's part of that, so he was Power user. That is a tag, but it's not a support tag. And then I think you'll have the Beast Pirates tag as well. So the Beast Pirates tag can go far away. So if you're looking for a good support, he's actually been a phenomenal support. There are many blue Zoan options that are much easier to get than this. Granted, he is just a step up, so he's probably not too bad to get. But that is a possibility. And keep in mind, it is probably likely that you get him in the future, and or they feature him on some more banners in the future, because we'll probably be getting more Beast Pirates. We'll probably have a Beast Pirate special. So if you're free to play, I recommend going on the rerun banner of him, which will probably be much easier to obtain him and much more worth it in terms of your gems expenditures. So just something to keep in mind there. So fantastic support. It could wait and make it much easier to get him. So these are just kind of pros for him. He's a beautiful looking model, that's for sure. Like like everything he's got going like here looks fantastic. Now, the one thing that drives me nuts about like with my Zoans is I don't know why the Excalibur makes sense because he obviously is in the anime, right? So this one perfectly fine. This one seems a little bit low. 128 but ignores defense. I get you get an attack buff, but I think that still seems a little bit really low. That's a little ridiculous. 128? Let me see if I can put this in perspective. Like, where's like treble? I get now. I know this does ignore defense. Let's actually look at Monster Chopper. So Monster Chopper, where is homeboy Monster Chopper? We'd love to see that. The other person who ignores defense. So this one I think ignores defense. 408. Granted, he is a bounty fest, but 408. This thing doesn't really one shot. This thing about like 40% most defenders. Roughly, maybe 50%. If they're really like weak and low support, then it'll like one shot them. But that's like literally any skill will do that. So this one is only 408. It's just something to keep in mind. Let's look at the previous X Drake. The other one, obviously, it is a bounty fest as well. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But like, look at Red Attacker. Let's look at that previous X Drake. See what he's got going. He ignores defense as well on his not this thing. This thing ignores defense. 611. Think about how rarely do you one-shot with this ability? It's just not, like, now, I get it's not, all skills shouldn't just be one-shotting, but, like, that one just seems a little low. Like, it should be, like, in the 300s, I feel like, for a base damage. So, something to keep in mind. He is much lower on the scale in terms of damage with that ability. He does have the 50% attack buff, which is kind of the difference between this Drake and that Drake, so what they're expecting, the reason that damage is so low is because they're expecting him to be attacking with max stacks, but you're not going to be fighting any Beast Pirates, Animal Kingdom Pirates, so it's not going to be working out that well. So, just something to throw out. But anyways, his main pro that I think is that if we do get this Hybrid Kaido coming up, this is like the strongest point of why I think if you were to summon for him, this would be the only reason, is that like if we do get a Hybrid Kaido, but granted you'd have to know for sure, he could potentially be a counter to an upcoming Hybrid Kaido and or King and or Jack or Queen if they get version 2s as well. So, to be determined. I don't know. This is, like, my extract. I'm really curious to know what you guys think of below. I really think he's kind of lackluster in terms of things besides the actual character model. I really don't recommend summoning. especially if you're free to play, keep saving your gems. I'm not trying to say spend for EXs, but I would say spend for something that's much more worth it. EXs are a complete waste of money too, to be honest, unless you're just like playing one character for 6 months at a time and then just not spending on anything else. If that's you, more power to you. I don't know. Sadly, I think that's too many of you, but anyways, I would recommend saving your gems probably for like a better Bounty Fest unit, or look for rerun units of this, where so you can max them out easily, along with getting a bunch of other units that are stuff ups and stuff. So that's your things. That's what I recommend for you. Let me know what you guys think of X-Drake down below. Do you guys like him? I love the character. I love the character. But do you guys like this specific unit in general? I would love to know. Be sure to check out my Twitch, Twitter, Discord. I'd appreciate that. It's down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far. But I'm your boy Roman Puss, and I'm going to be taking off. Yeah, peace, beautiful.